Hello, welcome to our fourth lesson, and this video presentation is all about ellipse. So this is the third conic section, and this presentation will discuss about its definition, parts and properties, and its equation. First, let us define ellipse. An ellipse is the set of all points on the plane, the sum of whose distances from two fixed points is a constant. Right? So that means the sum of the measurements of the green segments is the same as the sum of the measurements of the maroon segments. The fixed points, the blue ones, are referred to as the foci of the ellipse. Let us now go to the derivation of the equation of the ellipse. Suppose the foci have coordinates yan, C0 and negative C0, and 2A is the constant sum. Ano ba si 2A? Ito daw yun. Ito plus ito is equal to 2A. And if P of X, arbitrary point, XY, is any point in the ellipse, then, yan. Sabi natin kanina, yung sum nung distance ni P kay F sub 1, ito pala, sub 1, plus distance ni P kay F sub 2 is equal to 2A. And using the distance formula, ayan, imamanipulate natin siya. Hindi ko na ipapakita or i-discuss masyado kung paano siya i-simplify. Ano? We'll have x squared over x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. And if you are interested in the computation, ano yung pagsisimplify ng ating equation, ito siya. Yan. This is from the analytic geometry. I think Math 26 of UPLP. Let us discuss the different terms related to ellipse. Again, we have the standard form x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. The x-intercepts of the graph are a and negative a. Again, x-intercepts. Ito yung point sa x-axis kung saan nag-intersect yung graph natin. Ano? Doon siya dumaan. Another, the y-intercepts or yung points sa y-axis kung saan nag-intersect yung ating graph. So we have b and negative b. Another, the points a0 and negative a0 are called the vertices of the ellipse. Mga vertices ng ellipse. And then, our principal axis is the x-axis. Pag sinabing principal axis, ayan, siya yung axis of symmetry. Ano? Kasi pag hinati natin sa gitna, symmetric etong part na to, at saka yung part na to. The line segment joining the vertices is called the major axis. Ayan, major axis. Ang major axis siya lagi yung pinakamalaki. Ano? So, hindi pwedeng ito. Kasi mas malaki itong nakay x-axis. So, this is our major axis. Now, since a squared minus b squared is equal to c, then a is always greater than b. That means the major axis of the ellipse is always longer than the minor axis. This is the minor axis. And this is the major axis. Yan. Laging mas malaki si A kaysa kay B. Ano? So, ito ang ating major and this one is the minor axis. At paano ba kino-compute si C? Ayan, we have A squared minus B squared equals C squared. And how to compute the eccentricity or the equation of the directrix? We are given with the formula x squared. Ito pala. Ayan. Plus minus a squared over c. So, first, kailangan i-identify natin ano si A, ano si B, and ano si C. Now, let us go to the properties of the ellipse na merong standard equation na x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. Note that a is always greater than b at kung mapapansin nyo dito, si a ay na kay x. Therefore, our principal axis is the x-axis. Yan. Vertices, it is given by a0 and negative a0. So, ayan siya. Ano nga ulit tawag dito? Sa line segment joining the vertices. Okay, the major axis. Next, foci. C0 and negative C0. And how do we compute for C? We have C squared equals A squared minus B squared. Huwag kayong malilito kay Pythagorean theorem. Ano, walang kinalaman si Pythagorean theorem dito. Lagi tayong A squared minus B squared. Next, the minor axis. So, ito naman yung line segment joining yung 0B at 0 negative B. Yan. So, yung red one yung ating minor axis, yung blue one yung major axis. And the director says, ito ay line. Yan, dalawa sila, kabilaan. Yan siya. At paano natin nag-graph sa ellipse? Connect the points. Yan. Example, let us identify the properties and let's graph the ellipse x squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 equals 1. Identify muna natin, ano si A? Si A ay palaging mas malaki kay B. So, dito tayo titingin kay 25. Since ito ay naka-A squared, what is the square root of 25? Principal root, 5. What is B? So, kay 9 ka naman titingin, 3. Compute na rin natin si C. C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. We have 5 squared minus 3 squared. This is 25 minus 9 equals 16. Therefore, C is 4. Yan, tandaan itong tatlong ito. Since ang ating A ay na kay X, our principal axis is the X-axis. Next. Yan. Vertices is given by the coordinates A0 and negative A0. Ang ating A ay si 5. So, we have 5, 0 and negative 5, 0. Iyon. Foci. Si foci ay C0 at negative C0. We have 4, 0 and negative 4, 0. Yan. Next, minor axis. Si B naman ang gagamitin natin. 0B at 0 negative B. Our B is 3. So, we have 0, 3 and 0 negative 3. There. And this is our minor axis, si red. Si red si minor, si blue si major. Next, directrix. Doon muna tayo sa isa. Sabi ko, di ba dalawa? Doon muna tayo sa isa. Si positive A squared over C. Ang A natin is 5. So, A squared is 25 over C. Ang C natin ay 4. This is 6.25. Yung isa ay negative. Positive, negative. So, yung isa ay negative 6.25. X equals. So, ayan siya. Our ellipse, yan. Connect nyo lang si vertices at saka yung endpoints ng minor axis. Interchange natin. What if si A ay na kay Y naman? May imagine nyo ba yung graph natin? Kung kanina, sige, later na lang. Ayan. Kanina, ang principal axis natin ay si x-axis. Kasi si A ay na kay x. Ngayong si A ay na kay y, ang principal axis natin ngayon ay na kay y-axis na. Mababaliktad na rin. Ang vertices natin ay 0A and 0 negative A. Foci, ganun pa rin ang computation. Pero 0C and 0 negative C. Minor axis, B0 and 0B, B0, negative B0. Yan. And the directrices is y equals na. Kasi dito na siya makikita. Yan. Kung ang principal axis natin ay si x-axis, pahiga yung ating ellipse. Kung ang principal axis natin ay si y-axis, patayo na si ellipse. Titingnan nyo kung nasaan yung mas malaki. Since si A ay naka y, so patayo na yung graph natin. Example tayo. Let us look at the properties and graph the ellipse given by x squared over 9 plus y squared over 25 equals 1. Again, first let us identify A, B, and C. A ay yung palaging malaki. So, eto siya. 5. And then 9, CB squared, so our B is 3. Computing for C, we have C squared equals A squared minus B squared. So 9. This is 16. Our C is 4. Kailangan natin ng principal root lagi. Yan. So since ang ating A ay naka Y, our principal axis is the y-axis. Next, vertices natin, 0A and 0, negative A. So we have 0, 5 and 0, negative 5. Hindi na ilagay si 0, negative 5. Yun pala. Yan. Next, foci. Si foci ay KC. So we have 0, 4 and 0, negative 4. Lagi niyong tatandaan si vertices and si foci ay palaging magka-align. Minor axis. Yan. B0, negative B0. So we have B equals 3, kaya 3, 0, negative 3, 0. Yan. Okay? The directrices, plus, minus, dapat dito ay may plus, minus. Yan. Plus, minus 6.25. So y equals plus, minus 6.25. Okay. Now you see the difference. Magkakaiba tayo kay principal axis. Kapag ang A ay nakay X, pahiga ang ating ellipse. Kapag ang A ay nakay Y, patayo ang ating ellipse. Okay? Okay. What if the center now is at HK? Yung dalawa kasing na-discuss natin kanina ay ang center niya ay nasa origin. Nasa gitna siya mismo. So what if hindi na siya nasa gitna, nasa origin na, nasa HK na siya? So, ganun pa rin. Ang mangyayari lang ay maiipod ng ilang units. Kasi nga wala na tayo sa origin. So, discuss natin. Kagaya ng una, kung nasaan si A, siya ang magdidictate ng principal axis. So, kapag si A ay nakay X, ang principal axis natin is horizontal. Nakahiga. Next. The vertices is 2A from the center. So, from HK, ipod ka ng A units to the left and A units to the right. Bakit to the left, to the right, hindi up and down? Kasi nga horizontal yung ating orientation ng ellipse. Yan. Anong formula na to? We have H plus minus A K. Next, foci. Ang foci ay laging ka-align ni vertices. So, from the center, from HK, ipod ka ng C units to the left and C units to the right. So, ang formula na to ay H plus minus C K. Next, minor axis. So, ito naman yung height. Kaya ito ay up and down. So, this is H, K plus minus B. Yan. The directrices, same pa din. We have A squared or plus minus A squared over C. And how do you compute for C? Still the same nung kanina. C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. Yan. Plus minus, this is h plus minus a squared over c. Okay. Example, let us look at the properties and let's graph the ellipse given by x minus 3 squared over 25 plus y minus 1 squared over 16 equals 1. So our HK, si H ay na kay X, so we have 3. And K ay na kay Y, we have 1. So our center is at 3, 1. Now, let us identify A. A, nasaan? Sa mas malaki. So, na kay X siya. We have 25, A, ang ating A squared, so our A is 5. Next, B, na kay Y, so this is 4. C, compute natin si C. C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. This is 9. So, our C is equal to 3. Itong tatlo ang tatandaan natin. So, pag naman na-identify nyo yung tatlo, madali na yung ibang properties. Okay, so where is our principal axis? Alright, horizontal. Horizontal tayo kasi ang ating A ay na kay X. This is our center, ano, yung black na point doon sa graph. Next, vertices. Ang vertices ay H plus minus A, B. Ang H natin ay, sige, isa-isahin natin. Ang H natin ay 3 plus A. So, this is 8. Yung isa naman, 3 minus A. This is negative 2. And then B is 1. Ayan. So, we have negative 2, 1, and 8, 1. Yan na yung ating principal axis or the major axis. Next, foci. Si foci naman ay si C. H plus minus C. So, ang ating H ay 3. Ano bang C natin? Ang C natin ay 3 minus 3, 0. And then, H plus 3, 6. Yan. Ito yung ating foci. 0, 1, 6, 1. Minor axis. So, this is up and down. B units pataas, B units pababa. Ang ating B ay 4. So, we have K. Ang K natin ay 1. Plus 4 is 5. Minus 4. Minus na to. Minus 4, negative 3. Ayan. Or, kung ayaw nyo mag-compute, at maliliit lang naman yung number, sabi natin, B units pataas, B units pababa. Ang B natin ay 4. So, mula dito, bilang ka ng 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yan siya, Next, directrices. Ayan. So, we have H. Ang H natin ay 3. Plus muna tayo. Plus A squared. A squared is 25 over C. Our C is 3. Divide nyo muna. 25 divided by 3. 25 divided by 3 is 8.33. So, 3 plus 8.33 at 3 minus 8.33. Ayan. Kaya na mag-compute nun, X equals negative 5.33 and X equals 11.33. So, our ellipse is this one. Okay? Interchange naman natin. What if A ay na kay Y? Kaya ang orientation ng ating graph. Okay, patayo naman siya. So, our principal axis is vertical. Patayo si ellipse. Next, vertices. A units from the center. So, from the center, bilang ka ng A units pataas at A units pababa. So, ang formula natin dito ay H, K plus minus A. Next, foci. C units from the center. C units pataas, C units pababa. H, K plus minus C. Yan. Next, minor axis. B units from the center. Minor tayo, so ito ay left, right. H plus minus B, K. Yan. And the directrix is K plus minus A squared over C. Yan. O, meron naman tayong mga pattern, kaya mas madali siyang intindihin kumpara sa ibang conics natin. Tandaan nyo, ang vertices ay manggagaling kay A, ang minor ay kay B, ang foci ay kay C. Example, let us look at the properties and graph the ellipse given by x minus 3 squared over 16 plus y minus 1 squared over 25 equals 1. Again, ang center natin is 3, 1. Let us identify first A. Ito rin pala yung kanina, no? A is 5. Yan, na kay Y naman siya ngayon. B is 4. Okay, C is 3. Since ang A natin ay na kay Y, we have an ellipse na ang orientation ay vertical. So, patayo. Next, vertices. This is A units from the left. A units from the center up and down. Yan. Kaya na lang bumilang So, that is plus minus 5. Next, foci, plus minus C, taas, baba ng C units or 3 units. Ayan. Pwede nyo bilangin na lang din yung mga cell natin kung ayaw ninyong mag-compute. Minor axis is B units left and right sa ating center. Ayan. And the directrices ay y equals. Ayan. So, our graph is, okay? Now, let us go to converting standard form to general form. We have the standard form of the ellipse y minus 2 squared over 25 plus x minus 3 squared over 9 is equal to 1. Our first goal is to eliminate all the denominator. And to do so, we have to multiply everything by the LCV. And what is our LCV? Yes, 225. Okay, multiply everything by 225. We have y minus 2 squared over 25 plus 225 times x minus 3 squared over 9 equals 225 times 1. 225 divided by 25 is 9 times y minus 2 squared. 225 divided by 9 is 25 times x minus 3 squared equals 225 times 1 is 225. Now, expand. We have y squared minus 4y plus 4 plus 25, expand, x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 225. Now, let us distribute 9. We have 9y squared minus 36y plus 36. Next, distribute 25. 25x squared minus 150x plus 225. And by addition property of equality, we can transpose 225. So this is equal to 0. We can subtract na, 225 minus 225. This is 0. So pwede na natin tanggalin. Now, iayos natin yung ating equation. Unahin natin si x squared. So we have 25x squared. Next ay si y squared. Ano tayo dito? Plus 9y squared. And then yung may x minus 150x and then y minus 36y and the last constant plus 36. So this is our general equation. Another example, convert the standard form x minus 1 squared over 100 plus y plus 1 squared over 36 equals 1 to its general form. First step, we have to multiply everything by the LCD. Our LCD is 3,600. LCM ni 100, ni 36, at ni 1. Okay, multiply everything by 3,600. X minus 1 squared over 100 plus 3,600 times y plus 1 squared over 36 equals 3,600 times 1. 3,600 divided by 100 is 36 times x minus 1 squared. 3,600 divided by 36 is 100 times y plus 1 squared. And 3,600 times 1 is 3,600. Expand. 36 times x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 100 times y squared plus 2y plus 1 equals 3,600. Distribute 36. So we have 36 times x squared minus 36 times 2 is 72x and 36 times 1 is 36. Distribute 100 y squared next plus 200y plus 100. And by addition property of equality, we can do this. Yan. Equals 0. Okay, rewrite natin sa equation. Unahin natin si x squared. We have 36x squared. Next is y squared. Nasaan si y squared? Ayun. Plus 100y squared. And then this one, minus 72x. And then this 200y. And then simplify all the constant. We have 36 plus 100 minus 360 is negative 3,600 minus 3,600. We have negative 3,464 equals 0. And this is the general form of the equation of this ellipse. Now let us do the other way around. Let us convert the general form to standard form. We have the equation 9x squared plus 8y squared is equal to 228. Kung matatandaan ninyo, ang standard form natin ay equals 1. So given ang equation na ito, para maging equal to 1 yung kabila, yes, divide everything by 288. Yan. 288. And then, lowest term. 9 over 288 is 1 over 32 times x squared. So we have x squared over 32. Next, lowest term. 8 over 288. This is 1 over 36 times y squared. We have y squared over 36 equals 288 divided by 288 is 1. So this is the standard form of the equation. Another example, let us convert the general form 3x squared plus 4y squared minus 24x minus 16y plus 52 equals 0 to its standard form. Okay. So first step, we have to regroup the terms. So pagsamahin lahat ng naka in terms of x and lahat ng naka in terms of y. Okay, we have 3x squared minus 24x. Yan. Next, lahat ng y. We have 4y squared minus 16y. And by addition property of equality, we can transpose 52. Okay? Next, let us factor out the common. Ano ba ang common sa 3x squared minus 24x? Okay, we can factor out 3. So we are left with x squared. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8x. Plus, dito naman, ano ang common? Okay, 4. So we are left with y squared minus 4y equals negative 52. Next, completing the squares. 3 times x squared minus 8x plus blank. Next, 4 y squared minus 4y plus blank equals negative 52. Ano kaya ang nasa blank na ito? Okay, divide natin sa 2 si negative 8 and then square. Okay, that is 16. Next, dito. Divide natin sa 2 si negative 4 and then square. Okay, 4. So, kung ano yung dinagdag natin sa left, idadagdag din natin sa right. So, this is hindi plus 16 at plus 4 ha. Tandaan ninyo, may constant na nasa labas. So, 3 times 16 is 48 plus 4 times 4, 16. Okay? Now, factor natin. 3. Ano ang factor nito? Okay, we have x minus 4 square. Next, ito naman kay y. We have y minus 2 square equals negative 52 plus 48 plus 16. Okay, 12. Yan. So again, kung natatandaan ninyo, standard form ay equal sa 1. So paano natin magiging equal to 1 yung ating right side? Okay, divide everything by 12. Yan. Lowest term natin, 3 over 12. This is 1/4. So, x minus 4 squared over 4. Lowest term, 4 over 12. Okay, 1/3 naman siya. So, y minus 2 squared over 3. And 12 divided by 12 is 1. And this is our standard form. Thank you and see you in your next lesson.